One Piece.
One Piece.
Today you will be getting. Today you will be getting sexy podcast red voice close to the mic, ASMR style, because I have fat, hairy, fucking you little bitch. Silence your phone. I can't believe you. Final Fantasy is gonna copyright strike us now.
No, they're bro. First of all, you mean Square Enix?
No, Final Fantasy. Is it silenced? Anyway, a fat, hairy communist is sleeping next to me, so not like on the same bed, like in the next room. So I have to be very quiet. I have to be very quiet. There are communists everywhere. The joke there is that my roommate's a communist. Anyway, let's see here. So anyway, sexy.
All of our boomer fans are not gonna be happy about that.
What?
All of our boomer friends aren't gonna be happy.
Do we have boomer? No, I don't think. If you're boomer in the comments, also like, I don't know. I don't want to speak for his political beliefs. Don't take my word for it. He just, he memes a lot. He has a communist flag and he's like Gomrid, that kind of shit. Anyway, if you're a boomer, let us know because I'd be shocked.
Baby boomers.
Bruh, Ulti is the best.
So you know how you said like Luffy was like if Luffy needed Gear 4? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Luffy. They're so fucking dead.
Like,
bro, this man was about to go Gear 4. I can't. And now that speaks incredibly highly of the Tobi Roppo, which is fucking awesome. Because and it makes
don't backtrack. Don't fucking
backtrack. No, wait, hold on. Stop. Did I say it would be a bad writing move? No. I was just saying their fucking raid is fucked if he needs to. It's not a bad writing move at all. In fact, I love it because it adds more stakes and it's just it's adding more it's making it more obvious that they're obviously going to fail. So like I don't know why you'd think that I'd be upset about that. I was just saying if Oda is trying to make us think that there's any chance of this succeeding and he needs to use Gear 4th on a Tobi Roppo, it's not happening. That's all I'm saying. So this is just kind of confirming to me that this is going to fail horribly. Thurman. Well, anyway.
Sorry, family came in. But anyway.
Okay. Kill him. Are they dead yet? I still hear them. They're not dead. Kill him. Anyway. Are they dead yet?
I gotta remember.
Oh my god. Anyway, so fucking bro, I literally can't edit because I haven't fucking changed the setting on OBS to change over to MP4. It's in a file format that I cannot put into Adobe, so I'm gonna need you to lock your door.
Lock my door.
I forgot. I still have not changed the file over. Okay, so I literally cannot edit these because they won't go into Adobe. The file format's wrong. It's recording under a file format that is not compatible with Adobe, so none of this can be edited.
Why don't you have? Well,
I just haven't changed the setting yet. I keep forgetting. I'll be honest.
Bro, I'm gonna fucking remind you.
Okay, you can remind me, but you can also go temporarily kill your family.
So you won't be in Itachi is what you're saying.
Yeah. Mangekyou Sharingan, do the stabbies, like the 7 million stabbies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you won't be the.
No, but anyway, what I'm saying though is
excuses of bitch assness. Is that what King Lightning said?
Yeah, no, it was he was talking about the fucking Uchiha, and it was excuses for bitch assness, I think, and it was like genetically they're bitches. They're just more emotional genetically. Can you imagine writing that? I'm sorry. Can you imagine writing that into a story and like thinking that's okay? Like that's like legit like that's like racism, bro. Like that's like saying racism is right. Like, oh yeah, genetically they're just more bitchy. Genetically they're more prone to be school shooters. Genetically.
What if Oda would do that? like the Will of D.
No, but the Will of D is like the thing that's passed down. Oh, I guess there is. But I wonder because it's like the middle initial is it a bloodline thing or is it just like a
I
a will passed down? We'll have to see. I mean, it's a will. I don't fucking know. Who cares? Can we talk about Ulti? And anyway, back to fucking what I was saying.
mean, we were back to One Piece though. Yeah, look how I did that.
Yeah. But I had nothing to say, and I was stuttering and stammering and remembering that I can't edit this. So, I just wanted to say though that I think it's really what's cool about this is it hypes up the Tobi Roppo a lot because I don't consider Ulti to be like the most powerful. I think she's probably like a mid-tier Tobi Roppo. I consider Sasaki, or Sasaki and Who's Who. They seem to be being portrayed at least as the two most powerful ones. So the fact that Ulti was like literally went into this form, held down Luffy, and Luffy's like, oh my god, so strong. Like that's wild. That's kind of wild. And like, I don't know why you're thinking that I'm backtracking. Because like I do love it when motherfucker. I like seeing the Straw Hats be pushed against a corner and not just like dominate. And like considering like most of the New World up until like pretty recently was them dominating, it's kind of great to get back.
You really think Whole Cake Island was them dominating?
I said recently.
Oh, okay.
Like the last two arcs. I mean, so what I'm saying is we're getting into the point now past Dressrosa, because like you had Fishman Island and Punk Hazard was dominating. Dressrosa was like finally them like equal playing field, and then now we're getting to the point where they're being outclassed again. And I think that typically the most exciting arcs are the ones where they're outclassed because it's an uphill battle,
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's exciting. It's exciting to see. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I get it. Because I was just like, the way you put it yesterday, it made it seem like
yesterday.
The last video, it made it seem like you were trying to fucking say like, oh, like it was bad, like. So, but I'm glad you clarified.
Thurman, you're bad. You're bad at fucking reading people, as we've discussed.
Yeah, I
this man, you think I'd slander Oda like that? It would take a lot more. When was the last time that I said a bad thing about Oda? The only thing I can think of would have been like the pacing in part 1 of Wano.
The pacing. Yeah. Bro, like, I don't know if you've been seeing me in, what's his name?
Sean 7 something.
Yeah, Sean McKnight. Bro.
Sorry, I'm just bad at names.
Me talking about manga on Twitter, bro. I'm not going all in because I'm just like.
Oh, you're going all in.
Nah, bro, I'm not going all in for that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he was shitting on Black Clover, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'll let him
call him out, bro. Call him out right now.
Let him have his opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like,
Lord,
you have your thing, but
why are we talking about this? Can we talk about One Piece, please?
Bro, anyway, One Piece. So I'm loving it, bro, because it's just so cool, right? It's just fucking amazing seeing Luffy. Like, I love it too. It's just like how like they get to do the headbutt. First of all, I do want to comment on
the fact. Sorry
about
the fireworks in the background. I can't do anything about that.
I can't hear anything in the background.
Okay, good.
Like, Conqueror's Haki, bro.
It's not Conqueror's. That's armament. That's an armament clash.
Bro, I legitimately have people be like, "Is this Conqueror?"
It's clearly armament. It looks exactly like when Whitebeard and Roger clashed, and I'm pretty sure that was just advanced armament because like they were, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm under the impression like Ulti does not give me the vibe of a Conqueror because like remember what you need for a Conqueror's Haki. You have to be someone who's never going to be like, held down, never going to be led by someone else. You are your own king. Ulti is working for Kaido by the very nature of her, herness. She can't really have Conqueror's Haki. I don't see it. Because Oda is clearly trying to keep Conqueror's Haki as like a very special thing that only very special characters have. It'd be weird for me if Ulti had it. I assume it's just like both of them arm hockeyed up their foreheads. And considering, I don't know if you did any Googling on her dinosaur that she's based on, Thurman?
No, I did not.
Thurman, of course, doesn't put in effort.
Why the fuck would you consider me? Why? Why would you think I'd do that?
I guess I thought too highly of you.
Yeah, you did. That's your fault.
Adjust glasses, coo. It's 10 billion% obvious. Um,
Cuckoo.
but anyway, no. Basically, the dinosaur she's based off of is a dinosaur with like a really fucking thick skull, and it's like basically known for like headbutting. So it actually like her headbutts are like legit. Like that's like her tough. So it makes sense that like in this clash of headbutting, she actually kind of beat Luffy because she stayed standing and Luffy got knocked back. And we had kind of a big moment, like a punk hazard moment where Luffy actually stood up and he's like, okay, I forgot. I'm in a Yonko's castle now. I need to take shit seriously. It's fucking time. And the tone has like shifted now, finally. Like there was a lot of silliness. There was a lot of like fucking about. But like finally it feels like serious Luffy time now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I definitely get it. That's hype too.
Oh, it's so good. It's feeling like when Luffy fucking like just fucking bopped Bluno in CP9 arc.
Bro, Bluno. Oh yeah, I definitely love that shit, bro. That shit's
you like Pokemon, right? Here's a good way to. There's a Pokemon that's based off of the same dinosaur that Ulti's based off of, Thurman.
Really?
Yes,
Oh wow.
Sir. Mm-hmm. And here is that Pokemon. Tekking used it in his thumbnail, so that's just me being lazy. But there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook.
Let me see. Who's that Pokemon? Oh, that Pokemon. I don't know its name, but I know I can. Yeah, okay.
So like if you look up the dinosaur, like it basically had like this big thick ass fucking pad on its forehead where like its skull was extra thick and it would just like pound motherfuckers with its head. So that's what Ulti is.
Ooh, yeah. Delicious.
And I love that too. Like it's just it's so great. Anyway, you ultra buffoon. Oh my god. Yeah, and like that's another good example as to why she wouldn't have conquerors. Like here she literally says the king of the pirates is obviously going to be Kaido. So like that's like extra beta. Like that's not some conqueror shit.
He's like, that's not some conqueror shit.
Beta. Now did you want to talk anything more about the Ulti page 1 stuff, or did you want to go anywhere else? I mean, before we go to Yamato, I don't know.
Yamato, huh? Interesting. No, nothing else really.
I mean, do you want to talk about Yamato?
Yeah. So,
I thought your ass was about to fucking skim over Yamato. I was like, what the fuck?
Why is Okay, so I was confused at first about that, right?
Oh boy.
I was confused at first because I was like, wait a minute. Because he did the same move Kaido did on Luffy.
Because it's Kaido's son, you motherfucker.
That's how I was like, no, shut the fuck up, bitch. you didn't know it was Kaido's son after that. Fuck you.
Oh, well, I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting you tell people like your past tense experiences.
like so.
When I thought Kaido just came in.
No, not even that. I was just like, wait a minute, huh? I was just like, isn't that Kaido's move?
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered that at least.
And then I was like, oh, but it was used on Ulti. Mind you, one-shotted, by the way. That shit.
Oh yeah,
that move one-shotted, right?
One-shotted a motherfucker that Luffy felt the need to go into Gear Force to deal with. By the way, keep that in mind.
So and then he was like, what does this nigga say? He was like, basically like I'm dipping, bro. Like I'm not your enemy. So, bro, I called that shit. I was hyped as fuck when I saw that. I was like, I called it.
What'd you call?
I was like, clearly, because remember what I told you? I was like, Yamato is probably gonna be like either against Kaido or he's gonna be like he doesn't want to be.
Oh yeah, you did kind of say the fucking like, Dad, like, why are you drunk all the time, Dad? Well, I don't want to take over the family business.
Yeah, like something like that, right? Something like that. So I figured. I called that shit, and I was like,
yeah, I'm kind of loving this because it gives off the vibe that he's just gonna be like a really like stubborn child. Like I love the idea that like Kaido's son is like, I don't want anything to do with you, Dad. Now, can I tell you a theory that I fucking love and I really hope it's true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so have you noticed a couple things about his design? One, he's got the fucking rope thing on his back. It's the same. It's like the same thing that Odin had on his back. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
2, he has these chain cuffs on his hand, which can either be interpreted as A, he's been imprisoned and broke out, or B, right before Odin died, he had chain cuffs on his hands, and then when he stepped into the oil, he broke out. He broke the cuffs in half, and they were dangling off of his hands, just like they are here. So there's a theory that I love, and the theory goes that Kaido's son was actually like inspired by Odin and became like an Odin fanboy, similar to how Bartolomeo is to Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine for a second how funny that would be. Like, Kaido's son is in his room. He's got like an Odin wall scroll, and then Kaido's like kind of walks in, like, "All right, son, what the fuck is this?"
Oh, kind of like the Bakugo, like the Todoroki meme. He's like, "I'm here," and Deborah's like, "Why are you dressed as All Might?" And he runs.
Yeah, kind of right. So like, imagine how funny that would be if his son is actually like an Odin fanboy, and like wants like he wants what for Wano what Odin wanted. So he's like against his dad because like he actually like heard about Odin retroactively, and then he was like, actually that guy sounds awesome. Like that'd be such a like a rebellious teenager thing to do. Like, fuck you, dad. Odin was the coolest.
Yeah, like Odin was the. I believe it, honestly. I definitely believe it.
How could you just sit there and let Odin get boiled?
Yeah. Fuck you, dad. You don't understand my feeling.
Please, bro, I need it. And like that's how he talks about his son too. Like Kaido's like, "Oh, my dumb idiot Brad's son, rebellious. Oh my god." And like, because he said, like, imagine how funny that would be, right? Because he says to Luffy, "I've been waiting for you for a long time." Now, there's a couple ways to look at this, right? The one that I'm personally prescribing to is, let's say, because remember, in Odin's flashback, it was talking about how like what was being read to us was from Odin's like travel book. You remember like his travel log?
Yeah.
So like what if Kaido's son found Odin's travel log?
Ooh.
And that's why he became a fan of him. And what else would be in Odin's travel log? What Odin said about how 20 years from now this Joy Boy figure will appear, this reincarnation of Joy Boy, which a lot of people are saying is like Luffy at this point, right? So, like, maybe when he says, "I've been waiting for you for a long time," it's because Yamato now is looking at Luffy as the reincarnation of Joy Boy.
Oh, okay.
Now, that's the theory I've been hearing. There's a lot of theories I've been hearing. Another one is, like, there's a lot of crazy shit. Like, there's some shit where it's like, it's future Momo with Toki's powers. That's, like, one of the more wacky ones. Or, like, it's Toki that traveled forward in time. And, I don't know. One of the reasons people say it might be Toki is apparently the mask that Yamato's wearing is typically worn by women in Japanese stage plays. So that's interesting. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, but like this development with Yamato is fucking fascinating. I love the idea of like the fact that Kaido's fucking kid is now going to basically go off to a corner with Luffy and be like, "All right, Luffy, time to fuck my dad up."
It's actually really funny.
It's so amazing, like, because that's such a flex. Like, imagine for a second, you are Kaido's son, and like you're sick of your dad's shit, and like you keep up with the news, and you see like this new up and coming pirate. Oh, Straw Hat Luffy, bro. Like he'd be a big thorn on my dad's side. I'm gonna fucking help the shit out of him if he ever shows up. I love that. That's such a phenomenal dynamic.
Because I'm trying to, because if he really is an Odin fanboy, right?
Oh,
like,
please.
I want him to. I'm trying to figure out what would he possibly, like, what would be his like main agenda, mostly, right?
It would be probably to fulfill what Odin wanted for Wano. Remember, because like Odin's big dream was open the borders of Wano. So he'd probably just want to finish Odin's work, which would be make Wano what it should be, as well as if he found the book, like that one theory suggests, he would be, one of the things Odin said we had to do was make sure to help whoever this Joy Boy is, because the prophecy 20 years from now, yada yada. So like, I imagine it would be both fixing Wano and helping the Joy Boy figure, which is presumably Luffy, at this moment in time.
Because that's so dope too. Because right? I mean, since it's Kaido's son, we're definitely going to be seeing some Kaido-like moves, and that's what I'm hyped about. I want to see more Kaido-like moves because that shit's going to be dope as fuck.
Also, like, I wonder what kind of if so. You got to assume Kaido's son has a devil fruit, right? So is he going to be some like smaller type of dragon?
Probably, maybe.
Like what if?
Like different types of dragons. Maybe like it's like a drake.
Ooh, ooh. I'm trying to think what else there is. Have we had? Okay, so Marco's the Phoenix. Have we had a Pegasus yet? No, not a Pegasus. That's the horse thing. What's the fucking Firebird?
A phoenix?
Yeah. Oh no, but I thought there was like a Firebird that wasn't just like oh no, wait. I think I am mixing it up with a Phoenix. Yeah, I am. I was thinking of Dumbledore's bird from Harry Potter, but that is a Phoenix. So never mind. What about a Griffin?
A griffin?
I just
Really?
want him to have like a cool ass mythical zone that like we haven't seen yet.
Okay.
That'd be neat as fuck. What was your idea again?
It'd be like a drake.
I gotta remember what that is. Drake.
Like there's different kinds of dragons, or like different names for dragons, like wyverns, drakes.
Let's see.
Stuff like
Drake,
that.
mythical creature. Oh, okay. So that type of dragon. It's like, it kind of looks like the dragon that was in like the Rick and Morty episode with dragons. I see.
But
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I would love them to all be like everyone that's like closely related to Kaido is like just a different type of dragon. That'd be neat.
that'd be dope as shit.
That would be dope. See, now I'm telling. Oh, okay, so speaking of children of Yonko, unless there's anything else you want to say about Yamato before we move on.
No.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
speaking of children of Yonko, our boy fucking Perospero coming in hot.
Coming in hot and
So
fire.
like, this is interesting to me. Is this motherfucker coming in alone?
Maybe.
Like, I didn't know if there was a way
yeah,
that like unless he made like a compartment inside the candy ball, like full of the like other children. But I'm just, what is his plan here? Like, it's because like I like what Oda's doing here because he actually made me believe. Like, I was starting to think that Oda was legitimately just going to keep the Big Mom children out of it.
Yeah,
They got knocked down twice. So Perospero's coming in. What is his plan? I need to go back and read exactly what he's saying.
he's gonna find that, bro. Like I told you, he's gonna find that note.
Okay, that's funny. But what would that do? What would him finding the note accomplish?
I don't know. I'm not
wow.
Oda.
Oh wow. I found the note confirming that Marco is here. You know, I'm the one guy at the moment that knows that Marco is here. This did nothing.
I don't know. I'm not Oda. Oh, you know how Oda does his thing.
Yeah. This is why you're not a writer. You're just connecting
Oh,
like ooh, look, I connected these plot points, but they accomplish nothing. Moving on.
That's wild.
It's not wild. It's just that you can't. Oh my god. It'd be like if we brought back fucking like some random like character from like fucking Alabasta right now for no reason. It was like, why are you here? I don't know, because it's something from earlier and you'll be excited about it. Oh, okay.
That's not me, but you know, go off, young king.
Anyway, Perospero. Okay, let me see here. So he says, just you. Okay, we'll deal with you. So Straw Hat Marco King. We'll deal with you. I don't take this alliance seriously. Big Mom Pirates Marine Spirit. So what's interesting too is Joy Boy had a cool theory on this. He was talking about remember how in Whole Cake Island, Perospero, like he was lying to Big Mom about like, oh well, the cake's over here, you know, the Straw Hats destroyed your cake, so that's where the cake's at. And then because he was trying to get Big Mom to chase the Straw Hats, and that's why he was chasing the Straw Hats, or she was chasing the Straw Hats. Remember that?
Yeah.
And remember, Big Mom kind of like leaned down and looked at Perospero and was like, okay, but if the cake's not there and you're lying to me, I will fucking kill you. Remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
So like that seemed to be some foreshadowing for her eventually like taking her first son Perospero's lifespan, right? And it seemed like weird unfulfilled foreshadowing. So now I'm thinking, because we're seeing Perospero kind of blatantly go against Big Mom's orders yet again, where Big Mom is saying, no, we're doing this alliance, and Perospero's like, no, fuck this alliance, I don't agree with it. It makes me think that eventually whatever's happening here will end with Big Mom saying, all right, Perospero, you've fucking disobeyed me enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Perospero's gonna die, basically.
I'm thinking so, yeah. And another reason Perospero is probably here is because Carrot. You know, Carrot's got to have a revenge fight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm glad he's here because I like his power. I think the candy shit's really cool. I'm trying to think. Again, though, you got Perospero when I really want my Lord and Savior Katakuri. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, dun.
Curry.
King of Lightning, man. He started the Church of Katakuri on his Twitch channel. Oh, it's so good. Seriously though, you got to find a way to bring him in. Find a way to bring him in. Come on now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now, what's interesting too is, so Big Mom decided to, leave Chopper and Usopp and go after fucking Nami, which makes sense because she has Prometheus. Or excuse me, she has Zeus. I'm getting a little tired. So she has Zeus. She's going after them. But what's interesting is she punched this tank, and it like transformed into like this walking mode, which is interesting. I've heard a couple theories on this too. So this is what happens when we film our reviews after I've watched like 30 other reviews. Maybe I shouldn't do that in the future because I'm just like replaying all these other theories, but like I like them. They're good theories. So one is that this is just like part of like the how it'll combine into the Frankie Shogun, which we've seen before. I believe it was this and the other thing that he used to fight Baby 5 back at the end of Punk Hazard. Yeah. But the other interesting theory I'm hearing, because we see on the next page, and I do love this panel where Big Mom is like using her powers casually to just like make a bunch more homies out of the shit around her. Love that shit. They say that Big Mom punched it once and then it just started like running around. What if she turned the tank they're in into a homie?
Oh yeah, I believe that. So do you think she was already awakened or?
Oh yeah. There's no way a Yonko isn't awakened with her devil fruit.
So, because I figured, because I know awakening makes you sure like you affect the area around.
That's typically how it works, yeah.
So basically, if she wants to, like she can on command if she wants to turn something into a homie instead of just like actually like doing like fucking hand signals. She just
Naruto hand signals.
Yeah, because I mean that'd be cool, right? Because that'd be more versatile that way. And I find it funny too. It's just like she was chasing Chopper and Usopp, and it was like, oh no. What's his previous? Is like, oh, Zeus, you're right here. Get Zeus back. She went back just to chase Nami.
That's what I'm saying, right? Because that actually, it's funny because it does make sense. Because I feel like I would prioritize that as well, because chasing Chopper and Usopp is just like for revenge, whereas like chasing Nami, it's like there's actually a practical reason to get like, because she's, as King of Lightning has mentioned many times, without Zeus she's nerfed. She is effectively nerfed at the moment. She's like, that's like half of her power is gone.
Yeah, and it's funny too because it's just like now that we have that, it cracked me up. It's just like your last chapter, you were just like, Nami was just like, oh yeah, they'll be fine, and then Usopp just like, they'll be fine.
Yo, it's surprising me. It is genuinely surprising me how kind of like scum the Straw Hats are being to each other. It's very weird. Like I thought they were this family that cared about each other. It's weird.
Potential breakup arc? No.
Oh shit! Yeah. So not only do we have the Zoro Luffy fight, now we have the fucking Nami Usopp fight.
With that, bro, it's like a whole big. Because honestly, if that were to happen, I feel like Luffy would have to die. Like for like a full on like argument breakup, that would be like Luffy,
like the Luffy. Whole ass crew to fucking go nuts. So obviously Luffy can't die until the end of the story, but like. What would be interesting is because we all know, again, for the millionth time, this shit's gonna fail, this raid. So like, what if when it fails, there's like a moment where they think Luffy's dead?
Ooh, and then like they break, bro.
How cool would that be?
You think Oda would do that though? Like a whole arc where Luffy has to like fucking get his crew back?
Oh, it'd be so good.
I dig it.
I don't know. It'd just be amazing though if like he doesn't even gotta make a whole arc out of it. Just like they like Luffy fails so hard that they legitimately like think he's dead. Like think of like remember when he fought Crocodile that one time and he like hooked him through the fucking chest and dropped him in the sand.
Yeah.
Like a moment like that where you see like his body like fall and like there's almost no way that he could be alive and they're like, oh fuck, he's dead, right? Like how the crew would react to that would be phenomenal. And then like imagine for a second, like okay, that happens, and then they get like fucking destroyed, and then they're all in like the fucking prisoner mines, right? And then you have to see like the Straw Hats fucking work together without their captain to like break out of the mines, and like we're gonna avenge our captain, but then there's like arguments happening and shit, and then like you see Luffy fucking actually still alive at like the bottom of some mine shaft somewhere in Onigashima. Like, ugh, I don't know, it'd be cool. I doubt it, but like who knows? Like,
I can dig it for sure, because
clearly it's obvious to me that this arc's gonna take a massive turn at some point. Like it's reminding me a lot of like with Sabaody Archipelago. When that arc started, everyone was just assuming, like no one thought when you were reading it week to week or watching it whenever you were doing it, right? Like you're thinking, oh yeah, they're just going to come here and then they're going to go to Fishman and it's going to be fine, right? And that one fucking punch, and all of a sudden it completely changed the direction of the story, right? One episode you're on Sabaody, the next fucking Amazon Lily and it's Impel downtime, right? Like that completely turned everyone's expectations on their head. That's the kind of thing I'm expecting with the failure at this raid. I expect it to completely change the tone of the story, and we're going to go from this raid that we're having right now that seems like it's going to be like, oh yeah, just a fun raid for the next like year of manga. No, something's going to happen and it's going to change somehow, like drastically.
Well, I mean, Oda did say it's going to be
make Marineford look like kids in a playground or some shit.
Yeah. And, Oda always delivers.
I would certainly say he does. Let's see here. So, moving on. I like that theory we came up with. That's good shit. Bro, Sanji. Sanji's got a problem. No. Listen, as a Sanji fan, I'm just saying.
My man needs to get his dick wet.
No, he needs help. Like, there comes a point. Now, speaking from a meta perspective, I feel like this is Oda's way of setting up like a solo Sanji mission. This happens a lot in arcs, right? Like so think of the Mr. Prince stuff in Alabasta. You remember that? Mm-hmm. A lot of, and that's some of his best shit. Like a lot of times Oda finds an excuse for Sanji to venture off alone. And then that's when Sanji does his best feats come from that shit. When he's alone and he's fucking undercover working. So like, I am annoyed at Sanji for the fact that like you cannot fucking excuse this. We're in the middle of a raid on a Yonko crew, my guy. Your crewmates are being chased by Big Mom, which he does know about. There's no way he doesn't. And he's like, hold on, guys. I'm not giving up on finding these prostitutes. I'm like, Sanji, like, dude. What the fuck? Unbelievable. Like, it's beyond parody.
It's actually really funny.
As a Sanji fan, he's my favorite goddamn character in the story. I'm just, like, baffled at that. Now, again, I'm hoping that this is going to be Oda's way of setting up like an epic fucking solo Sanji moment, like Mr. Prince 2.0 right now. Like I'm ready for it. Sanji needs a fucking W because even during his own goddamn arc, he didn't have a fight.
Oh yeah, that pissed a lot of people off too.
No, to be fair, he kind of had a W finally seeing Nami naked. And yes, I know we saw her naked during Happiness Punch too. But like getting the invisibility he always wanted, that's kind of a W. But it's time. It's time for like serious, suave Sanji, like fucking Mr. Prince style solo mission. I need it, and as a Sanji fan, I'm hyped for it. So yeah, hoping.
Yeah. So this.
Oh, don't forget. No, hold on. A couple more things. Momo. Hold on.
I just want to say this arc is fucking good.
Oh, I thought that sounded like you're fucking beginning to wrap up.
Oh no.
I mean, we're almost there. So like, Momo is straight up about to be fucking killed. So someone's got to swoop in to save him. That'll be curious.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it because I was like, do they not know like what? Because it's funny because they're not really there too. That's actually really funny. They're not actually there.
I do. Yeah, true. I also love too that like Orochi just came out and was like, this is Odin's son from 20 years ago, and no one's gonna ask like, why does he still look like 5, bro? I mean, they're all like, what? So like,
yeah.
Literally, I don't know if Orochi realizes this. He looks fucking insane right now. He just brought out like a 5-year-old affixed to like a crucifix, and he's like, "This is Odin's son, and we're gonna murder a fucking 8-year-old in front of you today." Wow. Now that's a party right there. You ever want to just crucify an 8-year-old in front of a crowd of screaming fans?
A crowd of screaming fans is actually really funny.
That's pretty amazing. Then Zoro, by the way, bro, I'm telling you, like, Oda's doing such a good job at showing us that, like, because, like, this makes so much sense because remember, like, Kaido's whole thing was like they went into so much effort with the smile fruits, and Kaido was like, I want to build an army of zone fruit users, right? Would all of that effort been worth it if the zone fruit users were scrubs? You know what I mean? The smile fruit users were scrubs. No, it really wouldn't. So it's showing here that, like, yeah, 1-on-1, 1v2, 1v3 even, Zoro, Luffy, Sanji, they could probably wipe out these smile users. But with enough of them, they're actually posing a threat, or like a challenge. Like, you see Zoro huffing, and these are all just smile fruit users. And that just shows how they aren't bitches. Like, it's just like, it reminds me with, when Sanji was trying to escape with Luffy from the mirror in Whole Cake Island, they showed that even Big Mom's scrub soldiers were good. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fucking scrubs, fodder on her crew knew Skywalk. That was one of my favorite scenes. Like, fodder was coming out with Skywalk. And, like...
Yeah, you heard what he said. He was like, even the most simple person could learn Skywalk.
Yeah. Oh, that was such a good line, bro. Like, when it was such a big deal pre-time skip, but then, like, a fucking fodder motherfucker on Big Mom's crew, like, bro, Skywalk, bro? It's baby shit. Like, get out of here. And, like, with here, too, like, these are fodder Kaido dudes. And Zoro's huffing. You see the huffing?
Oh, yeah, bro. This is getting realer and realer every time. You don't understand that...
It's getting kind of dire, bro. It's scaring me.
It's supposed to, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have to take in consideration, like, what's going on, you know? But it's just like, it's even more higher stakes now, and I think this is what Oda really wanted to give us. And I'm really happy he's giving it to us, you know?
Me too. It's phenomenal. I also love their designs too, especially, like, and it's cool too. It makes sense because, like, these are all people that apparently at one point aspired to be king of the pirates. So, like, I'm getting the vibe that, like, a lot of Kaido's crew are people that were former captains themselves. You know what I mean? So, like,
yeah.
Kaido's fodder are all former captains of their own crew. That's a flex.
He's flexing on these hoes.
And then even, you know, Kid and Killer are over there, and they're struggling a little bit too. So yeah, I guess at this point, I love Ulti. I thought the fight was phenomenal. It was a great choreography fight, like that we haven't seen in a while. You know, he grabbing her horns, fucking WWE flipping her. The fucking elephant gun undercut was great. Just good action overall, you know. Say again?
Sorry, I had to do my interpretation. Elephant.
No. It's just good to see some action, man. It's fucking great. See if there's any. Yeah, and at this point, I guess it is. I'm just love, like, oh, and then the last thing too that I love is that Luffy, you know, it was revealed that he could do this, but I like that it's remaining consistent. He can, like, read people's intent with observation Haki.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that he can do that is great because, like, that's kind of why he just lets Yamato grab him. Like, he doesn't struggle. He just, like, lets him yoink him up, and then he's like, oh yeah, I could tell you're not going to hurt me, so whatever.
It's actually funny too because I was like, where did I see that from? I was just like, oh, that was in Mashal too.
Oh, nice.
Mashal, you know, guest star in Mashal, Might of Magic. Read it; it's really good. I might want to review.
I really didn't like the first 2 chapters.
Yeah, he doesn't like gag series. He's not.
No, that's not true. I can handle. In fact, a lot of Assassination Classroom could be considered a gag series.
You know, I had to.
Mostly, I hated the art. I've heard it gotten better, but, like, the art was really putting off a little bit of a put off to me. And you know, I hate magic too.
Yeah, I mean, it's more Harry Potter. Like, you like Harry Potter though.
That's true.
Wait, how many of the Harry Potter books have you read?
Oh, all. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you have a collection, bro?
At one point I did. I don't know if I still do.
That's sexy as shit.
Well, anyway, final thoughts. I'm very excited to see this Yamato shit.
This chapter is really good. Oda flexing. He's on a break next week, so he can flex some more.
You know what? It's about time to cut back to the group we haven't seen in a bit. Fucking Robin and Jinbei. I want to know what they're doing.
Nah, fuck that.
Huh?
Jinbei's cucking. No, Brooke is cucking. Where's Brooke?
Oh,
Brooke should,
speaking of, oh yeah, no, that's who I want to see Frankie and Brooke on the bike. Where they at?
nah, these niggas are cucking.
Bro,
Cuck.
Frankie and Brooke are having gay sex in a field right now.
Nah, fuck that shit, bro. Don't disrespect Frankie like that,
Bro, he popped in. He popped in.
bro. The amount of disrespect that Brooke did that chapter, and then the fans was just like, no, it's all about what's this nigga's name? It's all about
Eventually you'll figure it out.
Jim. God damn it! I hate myself for that. I hate
Man, Brooke stole her man Frankie, so she's going on to the nearest fish that she sees, right?
I hate it, bro. I hate that people took that literal. And now they're the Frankie Robin ship is done. Single-handedly killed it. Killed
Just because of Brooke. Oh my god.
how it works, you fucking idiots. But
Oh lord. Well, with that, peace.
Oh, wait.
All right, you gotta give your arbitrary number rating.
Bro, that's a staple of controlled chaos.
It's a staple. Oh yeah, controlled chaos staple,
definitely
very
give this-
unique to us. The concept of a number rating
I'll give this chapter a 9, bro, for sure.
is phenomenal. Ulti is new best girl. Oh god, I love her. It's so good to see like a brawling, like very like violent, like women character in the series, whereas like normally the strong women in the series are a lot more like technique based. Like she's just like, I'm gonna fucking come in and headbutt you. Like she's such a breath of fresh air as a character. I love her. Also,
yeah.
shout out to Steel Ram. That it's apparently legitimately like that his favorite dinosaur is what she transforms into. Like he was freaking out on Twitter.
It's actually funny too because she was just like, "Oh, what have you done to Pepe?" And
He's
Luffy's
like, "Bro, what?
What on his back?"
You just rode in on this motherfucker."
Oh, I love it. It's so dope.
I love this series so much, man. I'm gonna cry. Don't forget when this series ends, one of us is gonna fly to the other one's place. Not with our arms or anything, like a plane. And we're gonna fucking do why my voice is so bad? I feel like a robot. We're gonna do a fucking like real life review together. It's gonna be. We're gonna go sit on like a beach. Yeah, I'll go to your place. We're gonna go to a California beach, sit in the sunset, get it like some fucking martinis, fucking clink the glass as we read the final page of One Piece. It's gonna be a beautiful moment. That's still the plan, yeah?
For sure.
All right. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry, bro. I might have to weep into your arms, as One Piece ends.
We've been crying.
And if you don't cry, by the way, I'm unfriending you.
Bro, I'm not gonna cry, but
Why? Why?
I don't.
Your toxic fucking family fucking talking.
Oh, you're right. I'm toxic. Toxic.
I'd rather die than cry in front of another man.
No, I can cry for another man. That's not an issue, but I'm just like.
Right. Anyway, bye.